Here it is then. This here is a Stomp Box. It's a hollowed out piece of wood. There's a microphone inside it connected to a jack input. And the idea is you use your desired limb to stomp on it, and that creates like a kick drum kind of sound. So it gives the performer a chance to add some kind of like drum, percussion, rhythm to their playing. I've never used one of these before. I've had this for a long time. I'll tell you the story of how I got it in a minute. And today I'm gonna just try it out. But first, I've got to wait for the rain to stop. Wood. I love wood. Should be fun. Welcome to Stevenage for the second time ever. The good news is this spot here in town, in Stevenage, has some shelter. Yeah, just outside Boots here. This will be the spot where I first ever experiment with the Stomp Box. Well, here it is then, the spot. I've done that shot before. Now the last time I was in this spot I had a bit of a bad time where I broke a microphone. So you'll be glad to know today I have two. I have a spare with me. Weather forecast reckons 40 minutes left of rain, so shouldn't be too much of a hindrance today. Here it is then. I've had this for like 2 years, and it was actually gifted to me, not by a company or anything, by a friend. My good friend Joa, who runs the Brighton Beach Busking YouTube channel. He gave me this after we did some busking interviews together. I was the interviewer and I interviewed some Brighton-based buskers. It was actually during those interviews that I kind of stumbled across the secret sauce of how to make this work as a full-time living. Those interviews literally changed my life. But as a thank you, he gave me this, and I actually haven't used it since he gave it to me. And that was like 2022. It's about time, I think. So just a simple jack input, like that. Oh, I can get that in, apparently not. Like that. So in theory, this is how it works. I'm just gonna be stomping my foot to the rhythm. I reckon it's going to be a lot more difficult than it might appear to be. But that's why I'm making this video, so we can find that out. People here are really friendly. I've already remembered that. Had several conversations with several people already. I've only been here like, I don't know, 20 minutes? I think lots of bass on the EQ. Take down all the high end.
She said, boy, gotta get out of here. Can't be dealing with this place and all these people. Lockdown gonna get me now, yeah. Salty breeze sets me free, it's all I really need. Boy, gotta get out of here.
It's still raining. It got worse actually. I'm very grateful that I ended up in Stevenage today with this shelter, because I wasn't sure if I was going to come here or not, but this was a good option. The Stomp Box is difficult. It's much more difficult than I first thought, although I kind of sussed that it would probably be one of those things that's a bit more difficult than it looks. It's all about foot position, especially with this type of Stomp Box that I've got. It's because it's such a basic one. If my foot isn't in quite the right position, it sounds a bit weird. My rhythm's all over the place. I'm used to moving so much that I'm having to like be much more still. But that's good. It's challenging for the brain. It's a perfect day to do it, like a rehearsal busk day. It's a good day to experiment, I think. In terms of response, Stevenage is pulling it out the bag despite the rain. I remember this from last time, just really good off the bat, really appreciative, lots of acknowledgement, lots of smiles, lots of nods, even like a little touch of the, I had like a little like a woman come over and just touch me on the arm, give me a nod, like, I approve. So good.
Nowhere else to go. They went and closed all the country's border. Lockdown gonna get us done. And she turned to me like, seriously, man, I need to get away. Oh, she said, tell me which way to reach it. I need something sweet to sink my teeth into living.
I guess the beauty of doing it in this kind of setting is because people are walking past. They're not clapped. They're not perhaps listening to the whole song. It doesn't matter if I don't get the stomping like in that much of a uniform way. Like as long as I do it somewhat consistently, it's not too bad. And it just gives it that little added rhythmic, you know, touch, which I think is quite nice. Definitely experimental. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bitch.
The trouble with the Stomp Box on the street setting is I could really do with some kind of mat under it that grips it to the floor, because it moves around, and when it moves it catches the mic stand, and when it catches the mic stand the lead cuts out and then the sound cuts out and there's no Stomp Box. I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's not too bad, it just means I have to be a lot more still. And yeah, foot position's everything. If I alter the foot position it doesn't sound anywhere near as good, but I'm guessing that like if you get a much better quality Stomp Box then the foot position matters less, or maybe a much more comfortable. This isn't overly comfortable to do, and I've probably got the wrong shoes on anyhow. My shoes are a bit clown-like. They're a bit too big for my feet, just a little bit too big, so there's like a bit of excess shoe that's getting caught. But people seem to like it, so that's good. So, I'm no expert on Stomp Boxes, but I was having a look at them on the way here on the train. Turns out there's a couple of different types, or many different types, as there is always the case with pedals. But the main two types are analog and digital. Analog is just simply where it's a microphone plug-in and that's it, you'll go. Digital, they're sort of got some built-in effects, they've got some built-in EQs. I guess you get a lot more control of the sound. There are a few out there that are literally just track pads, like a digital pad, and I guess with them you could assign any sound. You could put a real kick sound on there, or maybe even a snare. Some people can do some wizardry with their feet. Not me, I'm not really a pedal guy, so this is a real experiment for me.
Late night, come on, 'cause work sucks, I know.
The one I'm using is definitely analog. It's definitely very basic. All the essentials are there and no frills, which is cool. That's fine for me. I don't foresee myself needing anything more advanced anytime soon. Is it affecting the busk? I'm not sure. It's going well, and it could be going well without the Stomp Box, so I don't know. It's a good day though, and the rain stopped. And town suddenly got busy, so that's good. So you don't have to be a guitar player to use a Stomp Box. You could be a keyboardist, bass guitar player, singer. It's just an option for anyone to have a percussion kind of element that doesn't want to use any kind of drum. You know, drums are fairly sizable things, aren't they? got a lot of weight. Oh, thank you so much. I would think that like one of these is pretty easy to build. If you've got the wood and the microphone, it's probably not too complicated. It would probably be quite a fun project to do. If you want to also build pedals, Stomp Box could be a good starting point. Alright, let's try the Stomp Box on a brand new song. So not only am I going to be having to think about the stomp, I'm going to have to be thinking about the lyrics and the song and the busk and everything all at once. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Every step in the dance, you do the waltz, I'll do the cha-cha. Now stay in rhythm, take your time. Making moves and let them lost our mind. There's no pattern to this life, no sequencing, so call it what you like. Oh, a little longer. Oh, a little more to dance. Do the dance now, now, now.
For everyone that ever asks me the question, what do you do when it rains? If you want to go busking when it rains, you're looking for spots with these shelters over them. And there are a fair few in the spots that I frequently go to. There's a fair few. There's places like Crawley, places like Red Hill. But Stevenage is one of them. So if you're local to Hertfordshire, you've got a rainy day spot here because nothing's getting wet. Because there's one of these shelter things all the way along the walkway, it's still really busy. It's still as busy as it probably would be if it wasn't raining. So that's cool. Well, the last time I was stood in this spot, I broke my microphone and that caused a bit of chaos. Today is nowhere near as dramatic, but I've just realised the entire time the channel for the Stomp Box, I haven't had the low end turned up. I had it turned down. I turned down the treble and the mid, and I thought I turned up the low all the way, because that's the ideal EQ for, you know, like a kick drum EQ basically. You want all the bass, and I didn't have it on. So now the kick drum, not the kick drum, the Stomp Box sounds 1,000 times better.
Thank you so much.
That's really difficult. It is very, very difficult to keep your foot in position. I think I need to work on a new positioning for it. But this is a good first try, I hope. I hope it sounds alright through the Mackie. It will be interesting to hear what it sounds like through the Mackie's recording. Oh, it's raining again, by the way. Don't know if that's good or bad. But I'm not getting wet, so it's good for me.
And all the gear in my 5-seater, we had to make it work. Oh no.
My original intention was to do 2 spots today, because in Stevenage you're technically supposed to book with the council. If you don't, it's not so frowned upon, as we know with all these council things. But they do state that you should only do 2 hours per spot. There's only 2 spots, and the other spot doesn't have any shelter, and it is still raining. So I think I'm just going to stay put here until either I finish or someone asks me to leave, whichever happens first.
If you know what people do, won't smack shit, man, it means so much to me. Cashing flies to the USA, flying in New York, and he knows that she stay.
In terms of energy conservation, using the Stomp Box is difficult, especially if it's a song where you're just playing it all the way through. My yoga practice coming in to good use, having to balance on the left foot, like all my weight's on the left foot whilst I like stamp the right. Useful piece of kit. I think very worth it if you want that extra percussion. In a busk scenario it's cool because you can like come on and off it, you don't have to use it the whole time. I'd imagine in a gig scenario you'd be dialed in a bit more, so maybe if you were just playing like a half an hour set you could, you know, really make use of it. And even in a long gig scenario where you're playing like a functions gig and you've got a 2-hour set, same as the busk, you could kind of like in and out, you don't have to use it for every song or every part of the song, just where you want to emphasize that kind of beat, you know. You could also use it in combination with a loop pedal, which probably would be the next iteration of what I would try. So maybe I'll get the loop switch for the Mackie out next time I film a video like this. Comment below if you want to see that, me experimenting with the looper.
No, my sore finger, job man, she got so mad. She's so real community, it means so much to me. Now there's nowhere I would rather be.
Trust me to have a 40 lead, eh? When I decided I was going to film this video this morning, I didn't even know that I had a spare lead to do this. So we're lucky we even got that far. Honestly, this guy, how does he do it? Well, it's 22 past 2. Which is pretty cool. And somebody who lives in one of these buildings has just come out and asked me if I would move on. The problem being right now is that it's still raining, and the other like designated spot I don't think is in shelter, but maybe we'll just go and look. Maybe my memory isn't serving me correctly, but I don't think it's in shelter. I don't really want to call it a day just yet. I was hoping to get another hour at least in, but let's go see if that other spot is doable, and if not we'll improvise or we'll call it a day. See what happens. What are you lot thinking of the Stomp Box then? I'm very intrigued to know what it sounds like through the Mackie audio. Obviously I haven't heard that yet, but I imagine it sounds pretty good. I don't know about the levels. My levels could have been all over the place. I think it's a really useful bit of kit. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get around to using it. It's really silly. I'm not like a gear guy at all, really. I sort of just play what I have and that's that. Really never been into pedals. So it's really funny for me to be using this Stomp Box. It's actually like a good like challenge for me to go out of that comfort zone of just always just being, you know, the guitar and the plug, and that's it. I think there's something to be said for like keeping it simple, but there's also something to be said for like challenging yourself and putting yourself out of your comfort zone, doing something that's a bit different to what you usually do. Okay, I'm just looking at the other designated spot. It definitely doesn't have shade if you stand in the official spot, but there is some like cover just to the side of it. It looks busy enough, so I think we're gonna do it. Just 1 hour, a 1 hour wonder. More Stomp Box on the way. Thank you so much, appreciate it. When I was here last, I preferred this spot, and instantly playing here I prefer it. It's way less claustrophobic, much more of an open space, and today it's actually busier than it was last time. I'm guessing because it's summer. The Stomp Box, trying new things. I think that's what today's video is really about. Having the confidence just to try new things, and honestly if it wasn't for busking, I don't think I'd be as willing to just to like break my routine of things and step out my comfort zone. It's taught me to like really just push the boundaries when it comes to the comfort zone. Even something as silly as like, oh, I'm just gonna sit up here and see what happens. That reinforces that part of your brain that like gets a little cowardly, gets a little worried when you do something that's like got a little bit of dare to it. It makes you realise that it never is that bad. It always kind of works out in the end.
Surrounded by a robotic behavior, the road ahead splits off into you. No decision. What can I do now?
And doing that daily, you know, weekly, have this like weekly schedule where you have to like do little, just tiny little things out of your comfort zone every day. It reinforces that, and then you become much more resilient and much more kind of like confident to do things even if you feel a little bit of fear, and that's important. Right, another 20-25 minutes here and that'll be the day.
Now 2 steps from the crossroads and I know should be straight, we go now, slow down. There's a monster inside my head, says go back, turn around. Well, they can say all they want about it, something I don't notice sometimes, yeah. Where do we go? Where do I go from? Nah, 2 steps from the crossroad, 2 steps from a crossroad.
Okay, I haven't got long, so I can't talk too much, but top day in Stevenage, Stomp Box in Stevenage. It couldn't have gone any better, I don't reckon. I managed to get a really solid day of busking in, despite it raining for most of the day. And that last hour there in the forum, no rain, such good vibes. I much prefer that spot actually. The people can actually like sit and watch and take it in. The woman in the donut van gave me free donuts. They're still warm, they smell amazing, so I'm gonna have one of them on the way home, I think. Just a good day all round. And the Stomp Box, I like it. I wasn't sure if I would like it, if I'm honest. I thought I might find it irritating and annoying, but you can kind of use it as and when you feel. I need to sort out a new lead for it, and I need to get my technique a little bit more refined, but I think, you know, I used it for 4 hours today, and I would say that I'm better with it now than I was before then. So, you know, I think you'll be seeing that as a regular feature in the busking videos from now on. So that's exciting. Shout out to Joe for giving me that. I'm going to hand you over to Future Me. Before I do, I'm going to tell you that I made £28 and 10p in that last spot. So it's a really solid day of busking as well. That spot one there, I did £75.96. So it would be really good to, like, you know, round that up to 3 fig. This is my train over to Future Me. Good times for all. Beetroot. I am not affiliated with this company. This just happened to be the Stomp Box that I was gifted. Shout out Jar. It's very reasonably priced if you have a look at it online. They're handmade in Devon by a dude called Matt Calder, who's a wood artist. So that's actually really sick. And this is the basic model. It looks like he does some more high-end stuff too. Of course, there are a wide range of Stomp Boxes out there on the market, so do your research and get the one that best suits you. Just a quick update from me regarding the album. I am releasing an album this year. Yes, I am. The mixes are pretty much done for the tracks, which is very exciting. If you want a full, complete, comprehensive update, then you need to become a Patreon. For £5.55 or the currency equivalent of wherever you're from, you can sign up to become a true fan on the ARP Patreon, and I am currently posting fortnightly updates about the album. The first one is already up. So if you want to add a little extra support to this channel, to my journey, head over to Patreon. If not, no worries. Give the video a like if you did like it, subscribe if you're new. You can use the super thanks button for an online donation. And I have merch on my website if you want to purchase something. It would mean the world. All of your support just goes straight back into doing this, trying to help other musicians on their musical paths. I'm August Radio Project, new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next week. Peace, love, happiness.